Dogs run fast.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome into my dog's favorite podcast, the Dynasty Dogs, brought to you by the Fantasy Football Universe. I am your host for this evening, Michael Anthony, alongside me, whose basement stood the test of the flood today and made sure he was able to make this episode because we haven't spoken to him in quite some time. Well, spoken to him on here in quite some time, is my good friend, Rich McAteer. How are you, Rich?
Let me tell you something, brother. It feels awfully good to be back on the Dynasty Dog podcast, brother. No flood was able to get into this basement because it took all of its vitamins and it ate its Wheaties and it said its prayers, brother. Rest in peace, Hulk Hogan.
How long were you holding on to that one?
You were probably 5 seconds ago. I found this sweet microphone at the thrift store. I'm like, definitely got to do
it. All right. Well, training camp is in full swing. We're finally back together again. There is a ton of news to get into, so we don't really want to waste any
metric ton.
Metric ton is right. We'll start with probably the news that scared the hell out of you yesterday, and this text is verbatim what you said. What is it? Take a look outside, because there goes my hopes and dreams for Justin Fields when that injury came across the screen. How panicked were you when everyone was saying it's a possible Achilles and all this other stuff, and then ended just being a stubbed toe, basically?
You know what what it is people like try so hard to be the first fucking person on the earth to be like, hey, I said that. And it's like, and then you honestly, as us, as like just like fans watching and looking, and we're like, damn, that looks like it sucks. And then you're reading everyone's shit and believing everything. It's like, damn. But we gotta just like when you're drinking wine and you pop the cork off, you gotta let it breathe. Mm-hmm. And I don't think I let it breathe. Let it take a breath at all.
You were immediately on that one.
I was like, oh fuck, dude, this sucks. I mean, I didn't draft him in any of the drafts that we just recently did, but I was like, dude, I really had like actual hope as like a football fan to be like, oh man, dude, he's gonna be good in New York. But they popped his toe back in and he was fine.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing with training camp, is that the news is flowing, especially with injuries and stuff like that. So we kind of need to wait before things start depending. I mentioned Justin Fields here. Justin Jefferson has a mild hamstring strain. Cedric Tillman went down. It's just a whole bunch of stuff that we got to.
Dak Prescott's riding around on broomsticks, dude. It's a whole big thing, this training camp.
We just got to wait and see how everything plays out when it comes to these injuries. Give it more than 15 seconds, everybody.
Sure.
It will, they'll figure it out. Jamie, how's it going? Good friend of the show. Let's get into the more serious news here. Rashee Rice, his situation that's going on right now. He pled. Actually, a judge determined that he was going to get a 5 years probation and 30 days in jail, if I'm not mistaken, is the exact amount that he's getting.
I don't know. For some reason, I thought it was a year probation, but I could be completely wrong.
Yeah, he's got a lot of stuff going on, and right now he's looking at a 4 to 7 game suspension, is what I've seen. It looks like 7, I think, is going to be the right number. What are your feelings on Rice as a dynasty player, and for redraft purposes as well? Like, what are your feelings right now with everything going on around?
So for dynasty purposes, I feel like he's like definitely, obviously, a guy that you would kind of hold on to, or try to buy really, really low. If you're a contending team, try to send a low ball offer out there almost to try to get him. In terms of redraft, I think he should be at the bottom of he's your last pick. Right at week 7. I mean, that's right in the middle of the season. You could be, middling. You could be like, oh, he could put me over week 8, 9, and so on. But in terms of dynasty, I'm holding on to him for sure, except for 2 years ago I traded him. But if I have him now,
decent deal out of that though. If I'm not mistaken.
But like I'm trying to get him back, but
I will say that with redraft and for dynasty for that matter, he is. I know a lot of IR spots now, you can put suspended players on there. So I would just throw them on your IR spot and let them sit for a little bit, let them get comfortable.
See,
Yeah.
I don't agree. I don't necessarily agree that should be the way to go. I mean, no way that should be worked. If he's suspended, I feel like if you're holding on to him, I feel like you should also have to like try to finagle around and try to like work around it. He's not hurt, so
True. No, I don't necessarily disagree, but it is a vantage point for our rosters. Let's be honest here.
yeah,
When it comes to his dynasty value, I do agree with you. I'm holding because the value has dropped a little, obviously, just because of everything that's going on. People are panicked by this information. He did have some red flags coming out of college. I don't really know what they were, and obviously, he's in the NFL now. An NFL team was willing to, spend a second round capital on him. So were they that bad? We have no idea. It's just something that we're going to have to be mindful of with Rashee Rice is, will these things rear its ugly head again? I have no idea. So you got to definitely take that into account because that is something we can't, attest for, right? Like injuries happen, but off the field stuff, you can't really dictate or predict, right?
sure.
So it's just something you got to keep in the back of your mind. Jordan Addison also getting into some legal trouble. He had a DUI that got dropped down to wet reckless, which is something I have no idea.
The fucking hell is that?
Listen, not a clue in the world what that means. The standard penalty for the league is 3 games when it comes to substance abuse, like alcohol and stuff like that. But it remains to be seen what they do here with Addison because of the dropping of the charge, not the dropping, but the tear down of charges to a wet reckless. If he does get a suspension, what are your feelings on Addison when it comes to this? Because he has 2 driving issues now. One with that, and then one
it kind
he
of
had the
seems like it's a
speeding.
pattern, dude. It's a pattern, honestly. And then this kind of goes into, outside of football and my thoughts of, I've always thought that DUI penalties have been very, very, very lenient, especially, I mean, here in Philadelphia and nationwide. Obviously, you see this. It seems like made up slap on the wrist, but how much is too much when they continue to rack these things up. It's just, especially with things like this, you've seen guys who get into trouble with cars, Henry
Georgia
Ruggs,
players, anybody who played for Georgia.
right, yeah, it's true. Jalen Carter has his issues, but it's like, where do you chalk it up to? Oh, he's young, and like, okay, you're young, but like, right from wrong.
You have the golden opportunity right now in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like you need to, you know what I mean? I will say that the first driving incident with him, allegedly, he was going 140 miles an hour.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Well, he was taking his dog to the emergency room, which, here at the Dynasty Dogs, we can relate to that. But I have no idea what's actually true.
I don't want to take 5 other people to emergency room because my dog's choking on a bone. That's just me. I don't know. I mean,
what are you doing with Addison in Dynasty? Are you more concerned about him because now this is 2 strikes in the NFL? Or
I'm more concerned for him than I would be for Rashee Rice, honestly. It's yet to be determined if Rashee Rice learned from his mistakes, but it seems like Addison has not. What's it going to take? Like, you already got, so to speak, away with one thing, and now you're doing it again. It's like, okay, when especially when you read it, like NFL players have the that card they can have
Uber,
call someone and pick them up. Absolutely, there's no reason that a normal person needs to get behind a wheel drinking and driving, let alone a guy in the NFL. It's just, I personally have no tolerance for it. I don't want to get crazy fucking yelling at clouds, but like, that's one thing that really that really chaps my fucking balls is when that happens. It's like, just don't be a fucking idiot. Just plain and simple, Jordan Addison, don't be a fucking idiot. How about that? Like,
I will say though, he's been pretty solid. I mean, we had TJ on a few weeks ago when we were talking about buying wide receivers. Obviously, before this information came out, he's been a wide receiver too. His first 2 years in the NFL, so he should be a guy that we can depend on. And now with this happening, it does raise some red flags. Obviously, Austin, what's up, man? How you doing?
What's going on, buddy?
Hopped in here with us. He's part of the Dynasty Dogs Democracy League that we just started up. It's been a wild ride since some of the scoring is a little bit different, obviously. let's see here. Quinshot Judkins suspension is on the horizon. This is one that's probably going to affect us the most, because a lot of people spent, mid first round picks on this player in their dynasty rookie drafts. And Andrew Berry said today that this is their general manager for the Cleveland Browns, doesn't expect to see him at camp. And I can't imagine why. Obviously, because he's going through some legal trouble. He got arrested for domestic battery. Are you
punching his girlfriend in the face? Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
We're just adding we're compiling all the shit that really gets me through the roof, and just let's throw it all in one time.
Is he someone that are you buying low? I know you mentioned Rashid Rice with his suspension and how you're interested in acquiring him because his price has dipped slightly. Is Quinshon Judkins one of those players, or are you looking elsewhere?
I'm looking elsewhere.
Okay.
Sorry. I'm looking elsewhere, dude.
There has been discussion in rookie drafts. Well, obviously not now, but some people are still having them. There was a discussion of, would you take RJ Harvey over Quinshon Judkins? Are you taking RJ Harvey over him now? Is he dipped that much to you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, because I mean, if it's just, my thing is, if the NFL stands on their business and with their domestic violence initiative, then he should be facing some serious repercussions. I don't.
Well, actually, Austin, I believe they do, if I'm not mistaken. We're going real quick back to our last discussion on Jordan Addison with the DUIs. If I'm not mistaken, the NFL does have a rideshare program.
I forget which. It's I have very vague information on it, but I remember seeing one time.
Yeah.
I don't remember who it was during a random Instagram clip. I'm they talked about they have it's not an Uber, but it's they have
it's a rideshare program.
It's anyone will someone is paid by the NFL to come pick these players up. So there is something out there that is like Uber for them, but it's why are you not taking advantage of that?
Right.
Shit. Sure. Can you do that for me? A free number. I'm oh, you can come pick me up.
Especially with your birthday that just passed, by the way.
Yes,
Rich, happy
you.
Birthday to you. Back to Quinshon Judkins real quick. We're talking probably at least 6 games, right? If I'm not mistaken. And for a rookie who's now going to miss training camp more likely than not.
Let's see. I'm just Googling it.
Who's most likely going to miss training camp? Who's most likely going to miss at least 6 games? I have no interest in him in redraft or contending leagues. I'm probably looking off of him because this is somebody you could almost predict being a running back 2 for fantasy because he's going to get the volume. But now, we can't depend on him at all because we don't even know what's happening. No contract's been signed. You can't. It's just a very crazy situation. A situation that should have never happened. Don't put your hands on fucking anybody. Let's be honest here, right? But, God.
No, I was going to say, if a first offense involving physical force carries a baseline of 6-game suspension without pay and the potential for more severe penalties based on aggravating factors. Well, a second offense results in a lifetime ban.
Well, right now, so we're looking at most likely 6 games, right?
And that's interesting that I read that the second is a lifetime ban when I think yesterday I read his girlfriend came out and said this wasn't the first time.
Yeah, I saw you
has
sent me that too. I haven't seen any official report for that. I've only seen that thing that you sent me. So, let's see what actually happens with that. I will say though, what do you think of Dylan Sampson, the guy they drafted in the 4th round of this same draft? Are you looking on going out and trying to grab him or Jerome Ford?
I actually did grab him, I think, in either our draft and I grabbed him in a different draft, I believe. But I think the door is wide open for him. He should, this should be a time where this guy's okay, this is my time to shine.
Yeah, he's a different player than Quinshon Judkins for sure. He's a guy who can take it to the house. He's a home run hitter, can catch the football pretty well.
He's only 20 years old.
He's only 20 years old. Came out really young, really.
20. I grabbed him at 13-3.
In which league? In ours?
In a different league that I just had a draft for. Same parameters. 2 quarterback, tight end premium. But
right now, if you drafted him in the 3rd or 4th round, you're walking around with money in your pocket, Dylan Sampson.
Sure.
right?
Because he's
You
already
could,
got ahead. He's ahead of the game right now. So this guy, it's like you have to. This is in life. This is in football. This is in everything. When someone fucks up and you're in that position, you have to not fuck up and take advantage of what is given to you. Right
for
now,
sure.
it was Quinshon Judkins' job to lose, and he seems like he lost it, or at the very least, he's going to be behind the 8 ball. You know, Samson's going into camp with Jerome Ford, who's, I mean,
It's okay.
God
Like he's not.
bless him, but he's what he is. You know what I mean? You're a 20-year-old running back that you have a lot of open doors to go through and run through, literally and
Yeah.
figuratively.
Now, if you didn't draft Dylan Sampson in your rookie drafts, he was, late third, possibly even fourth round pick. Would you trade for him right now? Is that somebody you go out and try to grab, like maybe 2/3, maybe a late second? Is that in your
2/3. I mean,
wheelhouse?
sure. 2/3 is like, again, with everything I just said, like he's got he's got that on his side. 2/3 is 2 dart throws. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? 2/3 is what?
Late
What you
second's
get it?
essentially a dart throw too at this point,
Sure.
really.
And when
I
you
think
get
I
a
would.
starting running
Like,
back at that point.
I liked his film. I didn't love his film. He's a guy who can make big plays, like I mentioned. So I wouldn't be against doing that. What's up, Mike and Rich from our buddy Wiz?
What's up,
Wiz, how
buddy?
you doing? Austin says Stefanski came out and said Ford is the current running back once during Judkins' absent. Take it with a grain of salt. Hashtag Coach Peak. Absolutely, right? And that could change because we are in the first 4 days of training camp. Things
Sure.
can change drastically. Like, for instance, Tank Bigsby is leading the rushes in Jacksonville right now. So that
I don't like
obviously,
that at all.
I really love it. But, I digress. Let's talk about a fellow NFC East wide receiver, Rich. Terry McLaurin is holding out the Washington Commanders for some reason. I mean, as an Eagles fan, we love it. But for some reason, refuse to pay that man. How
What
are
a
you
weird
feeling?
thing to do. What an absolute weird thing to do.
I'm going to start this one off. As a fan of the NFL, as a fantasy football player, this dude deserves a paycheck, right? This dude is entitled to compensation because of everything he's gone through in that Washington organization. He's played with Tyler Heineke, the ghost of Carson Wentz, quarterbacks that I can't even remember off the top of my head. And then he finally gets a quarterback, explodes, and you just aren't going to pay him. What is this? Like, what are we doing here? Like, if you're not going to pay him, trade him somewhere else. Give him what he deserves, right? I don't understand that. It frustrates the hell out of me. Give me your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he's been through. I mean, good for us, but I mean, I think it's going to come to an end. Like, you got to come to your senses at some point, and they're going to be like,
They have nobody else.
No, they have nobody else, and he's a guy who's, like you said, been through those shit quarterbacks, and has still put up decent numbers. He's a guy I talk about a lot, especially in redraft, that I try to look for and get every year because he gives you solid 14 to 18 every single week, week in, week out. Matter Taylor Heineke, Taylor Swift, who the hell knows? It's anyone, and he's still putting up numbers. And for them to not pay him doesn't make any sense because now you finally have a quarterback one in Washington, and you got a guy who's still in his 20s. What is he, 28, 29?
He's got to be 29. Yeah, 28, 29.
And
he
they're
came
not
out
going to pay him?
older.
What a weird thing to do.
Listen, Debbie Planet, I don't know if this is SC or if it's...
They have Debo, yeah.
Yeah, we're not...
Okay.
I mean, I don't really think... Debo, if Terry McLaurin is out there, is
Debo the offensive lineman? Because he certainly fucking looked like one.
I don't think Debo offers anything
No.
at this point as a wide receiver one. Like, if he's the wide receiver two, to be honest, no. I don't think Debo's a buy low. I don't believe in Debo the player right now. He looks like he lost something last year.
If we
He's
didn't believe
up.
if we don't believe in Debo, I mean, the 49ers didn't believe. They got what, a 5th round pick for him?
Yeah, for sure. Pay your star wide receiver. Exactly. Surround Daniels with talent. You're talking about a team with, Debo Samuel, Luke McCaffrey, Ja'Cory Brooks, who I kind of like as a really deep dart throw. But we're talking really deep. You have Zach Ertz, Ben Sinnott. Like, I don't know.
Ben Snotts is like the one that's getting the shit end of the stick. They keep bringing back 85-year-old fucking Zach Ertz.
Devi Planet again says, so no Terry McLaurin, who's the wide receiver to target? It's fucking Zach Ertz. Really? It's Zach Ertz. It's Brian Robinson. It's Jaden Daniels. Who's going to
Luke McCaffrey.
Luke McCaffrey, probably. Listen, I am not in the realm of buying Deebo Samuel, whether he's a wide receiver. Because one reason why is if he becomes the wide receiver one on that football team without Terry McLaurin, his price goes up slightly. And I'm not paying a price goes up is not even a fucking word. A price goes up Deebo Samuel. I'm just not doing that. I don't think he really has that ability anymore to be the top guy on an offense. But that's just my theory. I mean, if he's a mid-second, maybe, and I still feel a little nasty doing that, right? I have
nasty.
Yeah. I would rather pay to get Terry McLaurin on my roster and hope that something happens, right? Whether he gets dealt or it gets signed. This one I put in here just for God.
I don't. This is like the most. I feel like almost like non-story talk because it's like I think inevitably he's getting paid. Like there's no way they're not paying him. I don't see any way they do it. You would. I mean, logically, but I mean, we've seen crazy things happen. The Eagles didn't want to pay T.O. I've seen that. Maybe he starts doing sit-ups in his driveway. I don't know, but it's insane.
Jaden has a sophomore slump. Next year, they get Jordan Tyson, 2 former Sun Devils. I watched Jordan Tyson a couple days ago. I really liked what I saw. But hear me out. How about Antonio Williams coming out of the slot for the Washington Commanders with hopefully Terry McLaurin still on that team? But let's get into the last thing here, the last bit of news. And I put this one in here just for you because you have been
me specifically.
Yeah. This has been the what is the word? The bane of your existence for some time now. Kyle Pitts to be
oh my God. No. Yeah. I know. Oh, I know. Here he comes. It's his fucking year.
I just wanted to get you all fired up. Michael Penix says that he's been getting a lot of targets in training camp. That's going to be the plan going forward. Are you buying in or what's happening?
Get the fuck out of here! Get the fuck out of here! Do you ever see Tommy Boy? He's like, oh, it's JoJo, the circus boy, and he's all excited. He's like this. Yeah, I'm excited for Kyle Pitts, dude. I'm excited, dude. I know that this year's his year. There's 80 videos of him walking like a robot or a mime. Like, oh my God, he's gonna cook. Oh my God,
I knew that was gonna get you fired up.
Drives me nuts, dude.
I would also
drives me fucking nuts.
He's a little interesting. Darnell Mooney went down today with the shoulder.
Darnell Mooney? You need a fucking Darnell Mooney to go down for you to be good? You're drafted Mooney's top fucking 8?
Darnell Mooney is solid, but yeah.
Darnell Mooney. Who the fuck is a Darnell Mooney, dude? No, what? No.
No, you're still out.
Dude, I'll tell you what, if he got traded, I'm like, oh boy, here we go. Let's go. He's back. I'm back, baby. No.
All right, Rich. Well, that is the news that I had. Let's get into our dog tags and dog house. Something that I forgot to mention at the beginning of the episode. That's what we're going to be doing for the NFC North. Rich got tagged with the Bears and the Lions. I'm going to be doing the Vikings and the Packers. What's this? Can you tell us how you really feel about Kyle Pitts? He's been doing that for like a year and a half now.
Dude, I don't want to hate him, dude. It sucks so bad
because he's a Philly guy.
He's local, and I'm like, I don't want to hate, but it's like, I don't know what it is. Like, it's like every year, it's like the sun has to be in the perfect angle for me to catch a ball and be good. It has to be perfect temperature. It's like it's like the equivalent, if it makes sense. I know it's not going to make sense to many, but Aaron Nola, the pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies, comes out and says, "Oh well, I only pitch good when it's hot out. I'm not a cold weather pitcher." Well, you live in fucking Philadelphia. You don't live in Florida, so it's going to be cold for fucking half the year. You're going to have to learn to pitch in cold weather. Kyle Pitts, you're going to have to learn to catch the ball from whoever is throwing it to you. That's just fucking it. That's it.
All right. Well, let's get into our dog tags and dog house. Like I mentioned, Bears and Lions for Rich, Packers and Vikings for me. This is our segment where we talk about the players that we are in on the dog tag for those teams, whether it be for ADP, trade value, believing in a breakout, whatever it may be. And then Doghouse is a player that we are out on for any one of those reasons. And Rich, since you have not been on the show for quite some time, so we are going to let you lead off Who are you going to go with, the Bears or the Lions first?
All right, I'm going to start off with the Lions here, and I'm going to go with my dog tag, and that's going to be one Mr. Jared Goff. His ADP is 53.1. I've been in 2 fantasy dynasty startups, as we just talked about, with standard tight end premium 2 quarterback league. He went 6-3 and 5-5.
That's solid value, I think.
Yeah, it's solid value, and a lot of guys are worried about Ben Johnson moving on to Chicago, and the offense is going to be stale, maybe not even non-existent. I'm here to tell you that's not the case. I've done a little bit of digging, and by a little bit, I mean very minimal digging on John Morton, the offensive coordinator now for the Detroit Lions. Fiery, passionate offensive coach. It's full of energy and focused on player development. These are just some of the things I pulled off when I Googled him. And, that kind of seems like it sounds like I'm talking about Dan Campbell, fiery, passionate, looking to develop players. Not to mention he was in Denver last year with Bo Nix, and Bo Nix went off. If there was anyone out here that said Bo Nix was going to be one of the top rookie quarterbacks last year, you're lying. No one expected that. No one's seen that coming. And he also worked with Drew Brees down in New Orleans, who had a pretty insane career in New Orleans. If you watch football, you know that.
Right.
So the people who are like, oh my God, Ben Johnson's not there anymore, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm so not worried. If there's 2 teams I'm not worried about losing anything on, it's going to be the Lions and it's going to be the Bears. Right. I think at 6-3 and 5-5, I mean, granted, he does throw a good amount of picks, but he throws the ball a hell of a lot. And he's got a lot of offensive weapons to throw the ball to. So he's going to give you that 24 to 28, I think.
Right. Yeah, I don't disagree with you. He's a guy who's been a quarterback 6 last year, quarterback 7 the year before, quarterback 10 overall. We're talking about a guy who's been top 10 at his position for the past 3 years. Obviously,
quietly too.
Yeah, exactly. A guy who's been consistent. Obviously, an offensive coordinator change does scare us, but they kept in the building as well. So
sure.
If what's broke, don't fix. What's not broke, don't fix it. What's the word? How do you, what's the?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think that's the exact reason they should be. Jared Goff should still be on your radar. Quarterback 21 and keep trade cut too as well.
Same.
He's become a great value. I don't see a realm where he finishes outside the top 10 again. Like if quarterback 12 happens, okay, solid, right? It is what it is. He's a guy who's going to give you pretty easily high quarterback 2 finishes, mid quarterback 1 finishes pretty consistently throughout the year. If he's your quarterback 2 on your roster, you feel pretty confident that you're a contender,
absolutely.
Right?
I
Even
think
a quarterback 1, if you have 2 guys like a Jared Goff on your roster as your starting quarterbacks, you feel pretty confident as long as the team around is also built pretty well.
I think he's a guy that I don't have the guts to go really, really deep into a draft and take as my first quarterback, but would be completely solid as being your quarterback 1, and then you getting maybe a Anthony Richardson later, or who else? Someone else, that ilk later down, and have a kind of a stacked team around you. But like I said,
how would you feel if your 2 quarterbacks were Jared Goff and Trevor Lawrence? We're talking about a guy who's taken in the mid-5th.
My guy, Trevor Lawrence, dude, come on.
Yeah, and a guy taken in the 6th round. Would you be all right with those 2 as
I think
quarterbacks?
I would be all right just because I know the team around me is probably stacked.
Right.
You probably went position. You had to.
Right. I would feel pretty good with that. I don't think I would be over the moon about it, but I would feel like, all right, this is a solid team. Even if you went 4th round, Kyler Murray and Jared Goff as your quarterback 2 at the 6th round, you pretty much have a pretty solid team. So Jared Goff, very nice, pretty cheap quarterback piece. I think 1.9 to 110 is probably the value for him at this point. And I'm easily doing that in Superflex. What is your next? I think you said you had a little bit of a stipulation to this.
I do, but first I'm going to go to my Bears dog tag first, and then
you're going to switch it up on me. Okay,
I'm going to circle back. So my dog tag for the Bears will be that one DeAndre Swift. I seen highlights of him today.
This is not where I thought that was going. All right.
No. Dude, his ADP is 87.5. Dude, he's going around guys like Isaiah Pacheco and Aaron Jones. I feel like DeAndre Swift is like probably one of the most slept on running backs in the league. And I think with Ben Johnson heading from Detroit down to Chicago, you've seen what he's done with Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. I think, we have something here that he could be, if you go wide receiver heavy, he could be a running back one for you. I think you're going to see those kind of numbers. See, Wiz knows, dude. He knows. He's going to be a running back one if you're heavy in the wide receiver realm. At 87.7, dude, getting him late. I forgot to write down where he went. I think he went round 9 or round 10 in my 2 drafts. Dude, that's killer value.
Round 9, yeah. 9-1 in the one we're currently
Okay,
in.
and I think he went 10. He went 10-10, I think, in my other one. So it's like right around there. I don't know. I don't get the hate towards him. Let
me tell you what the hate is for him. It's that we've always believed he's going to be the guy that's going to take that jump from that mid running back 2 range, right, to the guy that's going to be your running back 1, the guy who's going to be, the workhorse, the fantasy winner, the guy you can just plug into your lineup and feel great about every single week. And it just has never happened for him, one reason or another. It just never seems to happen for him. He's been a consistent running back 2 throughout his career. We're talking about a guy who's been, I just had it up and now it's gone, running back 19, 20, and 21, right? So he's back end running back 2. So we've just been waiting for him to be that guy. It just hasn't happened. It says 807 in his most recent startup. So we're talking about a guy back end 8th, 9th round probably at this point.
If you look at this, follow me along this journey.
Oh boy.
Look at this perfect storm of Chicago Bears last year. Caleb Williams was sacked 68 times, something like that. They went out.
Yeah, one less from a giggity amount. That's how I remember.
They went out and they got 3 new offensive linemen. They drafted another offensive lineman. They brought in the hottest commodity in offensive weapons or offensive minds, who we've seen what he's done with Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. They've brought in other weapens. Rome Odunze is taking a jump. Your boy.
I hope so.
They got DJ Moore.
I believe so. Yeah.
And now he's got a perfect line to run behind. Dude, I think this is like the perfect storm for him. I think it's going to be a good season for him.
What are you willing to give up for him?
Pissed. I was going to say I'm kind of pissed I don't have him. I probably could get him off of one of our buddies in our league, but I probably have to pay. I don't know.
Is it Matt?
I don't want to. Yeah, yeah. I don't like. But I have.
You can never get anything off him. But he's going to offer you the most minuscule offers, but you're never going to get anything off him. He offered me Pat Bryant and who was it? Pat Bryant and Malik Willis for Anthony Richardson. I'm like, why am I taking this? I'm just going to hope and pray that Anthony Richardson does something.
I like Pat Bryant a lot. I'm mad I that I didn't get him. I told him that. I'm like, fuck, dude, I wanted him. So I drafted him in every other league, but I don't need him in that league because I have a plethora of running backs. But I think I'd be comfortable with giving it a high 2 for him.
A high 2. Okay. I was going to say, that 209, 208 range for me. But I mean, we're not far off, right? And this is a guy, if you're getting him in that range, who's been a consistent running back too. And like you mentioned, everything before points that he's going to be there, or if not better this season as a contender. Why not? Right.
I think it's so like the thing I've learned from some starting that league, that was my first Dynasty league ever. Joining that, and in my mind, I'm like, fuck, dude, I need to grab all the rookies. And then I'm like, now doing the draft that we're in right now. And I'm like, dude, my wide receivers that I've drafted are AJ Brown, Mike Evans, and Tyreek Hill. I'm like, what am I going to wait? What am I going to wait till 3 years to win? Or do I want to win right now?
Right.
What the fuck am I waiting for? What am I going to overdraft Luther Burden and hope in 3 years that he's good? Or do I have Tyreek Hill now and fucking win because he's going to put up numbers? You know what I mean? So it's like, when I first started, I'm like, damn, I need the 21-year-old. But I'm like, fuck that. I'll get a mix. I'll mix them in there. I mean, I have
that's the way I usually do it.
Travis Hunter in there too. But I'm like, take the guys. Mike Evans is a Hall of Fame wide receiver who just signed a 3-year deal. When am I waiting for? When do I want to win? Right. So it's like, it all depends. Like, if you want to win 3 years from now, that's great. Maybe your rookies take off. But if you want to win right now, then fuck the high second round pick. trade for DeAndre Swift. Maybe he puts you over.
Yeah.
You know what I
maybe.
mean? No
That's
one
for
knows
sure.
no one knows what you're going to get in the second round of a rookie draft next year. That could be
Right.
what could that be? You
Who
know?
like I said, it's way
I
too
don't even know
early to
who's
even
coming
think.
out. I
Wow,
think that guy
they're
who was it?
Jordan
Jordan with a
Tyson.
Y? Jordan with
Yeah.
a Y? I'm out on him
Mhm.
just because he has a Y in his name. That's not how you spell Jordan.
Anyway, who's your you want to circle back to the Lions or are you just sticking with the Bears here? You're circling
I'm going to
back?
stick with both of them. We're going to go to the zoo here with the Lions and the Bears.
Oh my.
Right now in Philadelphia, it's 92 degrees. It's way too hot to have anything in a doghouse. So for the first time ever in my life of doing this podcast, I can't have anyone in the doghouse. I don't have anyone for the Lions. I don't have anyone in the Bears. I would be lying to you if I said, hey, don't go and draft this guy. Don't go and draft that guy for either the Lions or the Bears. I wrote down Sam Laporta, but I think he's going to have a bounce back year. Of course, he
He's bounced back, but
skyrocketed.
like people think he had a bad year, but in reality, he went from like the tight end
He
one
was
to like the
hurt too.
tight end four. He went to like what tight end four this past year. Hold on, what was that? Let me take a look and see what that was because everyone thinks like it was just this horrible year for Sam Laporta. It was solid. Like I don't
Dude,
see.
but
Go ahead.
even where he's being drafted right now
Mhm.
seems to tell me that the people are like, what the hell, dude? This guy's like,
Tight end 8. I was a little off, but
let me
still.
see, where was he drafted in our league? Everyone seems to think that he's going to have, a down year, and I just that combined with the offensive coordinator, people are like sketched out, and I totally don't see it. He was drafted in the 3rd round. Okay.
That's a pretty decent spot in a
Yeah,
tight
it's
end
pretty
premium
decent.
league.
But
I will tell you that I don't
so that
disagree
puts
with
it,
you.
that's
Yeah.
my case. It was like people would be like, put him in the doghouse. I don't think so. I don't think there's anyone either on the Bears or the Lions on the offensive that I could say I think they're going to have a shitty year. I don't say it. I would draft anyone from those teams.
I will say the one player that has lost some value, and I've seen him go in the mid-second of every
Is he for
single
the
draft.
Bears?
No, for the Lions.
Okay.
And I don't understand it because I think we're overreacting. It's Amon-Ra St. Brown. Why are we doing this?
Super
Why
weird.
are we pushing him down?
Mhm.
Like, I get we all love Brian
Where
Thomas.
did
I'm not ready to put Brian Thomas over him yet.
If anyone, I think Brian Thomas goes down because Travis Hunter's there. Who the fuck else is that? I mean, Jameson Williams. Who's going to push someone down? Is it going to be Jameson Williams going to
Well,
push you
speaking of
down, or
which,
is it going?
Wiz says, are you not worried about JMO?
No, not worried. No, I'm not worried about him. I mean, I don't think he's doghouse worthy,
No,
but
I
I
don't.
don't think
I
he's.
think
I don't
I
think he's
think
taking
everything you're
targets.
hearing about, everything you're hearing about him right now has always been super positive,
Mm,
right? And I think he opens things up for guys like Sam Laporta and Amon-Ra St. Brown.
absolutely.
I think he's a better best ball guy than he is a dynasty dart throw, or not dart throw. He's more than that. I would say Jameson Williams is a really good wide receiver 3 or a flex option. So I don't really have an issue
Can
with
I
that.
can I be
But,
honest with you, dog?
mhm.
You got to explain what the hell best ball even is because I'd have no clue. Never played it.
Best ball is basically
I
you
played it in
draft.
golf.
You have played best ball before. We did it last year with the.
Did we?
Yeah, we did. It's basically it sets your best lineup based on the points scored. So instead of you having to change your lineup every single week, if Jameson Williams is on your bench and he outscores X player on your roster, it swaps them out, right? So that's
So it
what
gives you the most. It gives you the most points.
yeah, exactly.
Pretty much. Okay.
So it's a good strategy, especially if you're in like 74 leagues, right? And it makes it a little bit more interesting for those guys like Jameson Williams, who may not be, this 15-point per game guy, but he's going to get, those blowout games where he gets like 25 to 30 because he's got 180 yards and a touchdown, right? So I think this offense is a little slept on. I agree with you. I think St. Brown might be one of the best values just because he is a top 5 guy, in my opinion. You're getting him in the middle of the end of the second in most startups. And I think I agree with you with Jared Goff. I like this Lions team and I like this Bears team. The NFC North in general is pretty interesting.
Is there anyone that you think I should have put in the doghouse? Or
so, like I said, I'm not the biggest JMO guy, but if what you're getting him for right now in that like 108, 109, 110 range, probably, I'm not against it because he could be a guy that could win you weeks big time, right? especially with all the positive buzz around him right now in training camp. I really don't think he's a bad addition to a roster. And then they have Jahmyr Gibbs, who I don't know how I even forgot about him. He's just one of the most electric players in
because
football.
you traded me, and that's why you're like, dude.
Well, I got Puka out of it, so I'm good. But we did forget to mention that the Lions are minus 135 to be under 10.5. So the smart money is that they will be over more likely.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Bears are plus 135 to be over 8.5 games. Do you see the Bears winning 9? Because I have a feeling they could win.
What was it? Plus
games.
what?
Plus 135 to be over.
Oh, I'm putting money on that, dude. 9. Come on, dude. That's
I think they're 9
it's
games.
like Vegas knows more than we know, but it's like, dude, they went out and got an entire new offensive line. They got a new head coach. They got a new offensive line. They got a new awesome tight end who's going to do very good things. Shout out your boy. I'm hammering that line.
Yeah, I think so too. But let's get into my dog tag and house for the Green Bay Packers. I'm going to start with dog house because a question was just raised in our chat. So let me get to that first.
Where
my dog house?
What? It didn't pop up.
It didn't pop. I haven't clicked it yet. My dog house for the Green Bay Packers is a guy that I've always been a fan of, right? And it just frustrates me to put him here. It's going to be Jaden Reed, right? And the reason I'm going to go with him first and start here is because Wiz asks, would you pay the 110 and 26, a 27 first, and Jaden Reed for Amon-Ra St. Brown and a 26-second early? Yes, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking Amon-Ra St. Brown
all
day, every day, and running with it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me get into why I'm out on Jaden Reed. I hope he gets traded, to be honest with you, because the Green Bay Packers just refuse to use this guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing reports at a camp that there are 2 wide receiver sets that he's not a part of, and that was an issue with him last year, right? He ran a total of 389 routes last year. That is 59th in the league. He's not even in the top end of wide receivers running routes. That concerns the shit out of me because that means you're not.
I might have ran more routes than that.
He's a guy who's not using 2 wide receiver sets. He's not even being used in a lot in 3 wide receiver sets based on him being 59th in the league in the total amount run. And then he's a guy who had 75 targets last year, 10 drops, a 15.4% drop rate. Like, what happened? You know what I mean? I think part of it is that he's not getting consistent play, so it's affecting him, right? That obviously happens in sports. If you're not on your A game, if you're not baseball players all have those, what is it called? Those things, superstitions that you need to be doing to get you right. Maybe Jaden Reed's that guy. Maybe you need to give him more routes, right?
Sure.
And the thing I'm afraid of is they brought in Matthew Golden in the first round, right? They brought in Savion
Williams, dude, who's going to take off.
No,
telling you. Yes, he is. Dude.
I don't believe in him at all. But he's a guy who does a lot of the same things as Jaden Reed, which frustrates me. And Jaden Reed even came out and asked the Green Bay Packers what his status is with the team, right? So I don't know what to do with him. I'm out. If for early seconds, I'm probably selling him. Like if I could flip him for Jaden Higgins or Trey Harris, I'm doing that. Those are 2 guys that I'm high on. I think I could flip him for. And this sucks because I really do like Jaden Reed, the player. I think he's really good after the catch. I think he's a better deep ball player than we've seen so far. They haven't really used him in that realm that much. And I don't understand what Matt LaFleur is doing. It's one of the most frustrating things in football. How are you feeling on Jaden Reed?
Well, I think it's kind of like Green Bay is just like a wasteland for wide receiver. It always has been, aside from Devontae Adams. It's
Jordan
just
Nelson.
kind of, yeah. I mean, but even then, it's like they don't know their role. They haven't known their role. Last year it was like, oh, who do I play? Do I play Dobbs? Do I play Reed? Do I play Reed? Do I play Dobbs? It's like I don't know which way to go. It's like every week it's like you put Dobbs in there, and then Reed would go off, and then you switch it. So it's like guys that in Green Bay that I would just stay away from in general. I wouldn't stay until like maybe next year if the you see a full year on tape and in real life, I can see, hey, this guy's going to do this, but they don't really have a defined role there, and they haven't. So, if for me, I'm staying away from anyone from Green Bay besides Savion Williams. I'm drafting him. I did draft him.
It's crazy, but
like late. Like it's like, all right, dude, I think this could be a solid dart throw.
We all know that's a damn lie. I do not love Dontavian Wicks. Let me go into my dog tag for the Green Bay Packers. And I just mentioned how I am afraid of this pass catching room, this wide receiver room. But that doesn't mean I'm against going for a guy who's pretty cheap at this point, right? That's going to be the guy you mentioned not that long ago, Romeo Doubs. Wide receiver 45 in points per game last year at 10.2. Solid. He did miss 4 games last year, 1 for a suspension, 3 for injury. If I'm not mistaken, he was suspended because he left team practice because he was frustrated with his role. And obviously, it seems to be a recurring theme in Green Bay. He wanted to be traded. There's been rumors about him being traded. I really like Romeo Doubs as a guy I can get pretty cheap for a 3rd-round pick to help you in your flex options. If he played a full season, I mathed it out. He would have had 62 receptions, 785 yards, and 4 TDs, which would have been really solid. It would have been a higher put out than what he had for missing 4 games. His current ADP is 199, wide receiver 73. He's wide receiver 68 on keep trade cut. He's definitely somebody you can go out and get for super cheap. And an offense that, Wicks is really cheap, but so is Romeo Doubs, and I'm going to take the better player out of those two. Go ahead, Rick.
No, I don't want to. It's just like I'm staying away, dude. It's like anyone there.
Even Romeo Doubs, even if for a third, if you get 10 points for a 3rd-round pick,
because it would keep my sanity knowing that, it's like, oh, it's either Doubs or they're very clear that it's either a Doubs week or a Reed week. It's that every single time, and I'm like, no thanks.
See, the thing that
I don't want that headache
is that I've read a lot. Even going back to last year, Jordan loves Romeo Doubs. He always puts him in his top lineups. He's building an offense. It's always Romeo Doubs is in there. In training camp, he's been part of the 2 wide receiver sets. I think this is a very slept on player, right, for this offense. I feel this might be a hot take. He could be the highest scoring Green Bay Packer wide receiver this year, in my opinion. Just because if he gets a full season.
Did Matthew Golden retire this year?
Well, he just got drafted. I don't know if Matthew Golden's it. I don't know. And we're also betting that.
Who is the odd man out then?
It feels like it's going to be being good.
If it's Golden, if it's Reed,
Doubs.
or is it Doubs?
And then you got Watson, who's probably out.
Yeah, fuck, I forgot about Watson.
Wait,
never mind. I answered. Never mind. Never mind. I know.
To me, it's going to be those 3. There's a possibility Doubs or Jaden Reed get moved, right? Just because there's been rumors, more Doubs than Reed. But I think Doubs could be the highest scoring wide receiver on that team, just because of the positive vibes we're getting from him this offseason and how cheap you're getting him in Dynasty. 3rd-round pick for 10 points per game in PPR. Very solid. Helps you win right now. Again, really pains me to say I'm out on Jaden Reed, to be honest with you. It's a dude I really liked. But let me get into my dog tag for the Minnesota Vikings. And if you watched this, or if you looked at the thumbnail for this episode before we started, a player that Rich mentioned earlier is the thumbnail picture. It's going to be Aaron Jones is my dog tag for the Minnesota Vikings, right? Running back 19 in points per game at 14.3, 255 yards, 255 attempts, 1,138 yards, 5 TDs, 4.5 yards a carry. The biggest thing with him is that he had 58 targets, eighth for the position in the league, and 51 receptions, 8th also in the league for the position, with 2 passing touchdowns or receiving touchdowns. I think Aaron Jones is, again, a guy you can get super cheap,
or
late second at that 211, 212, where you could plug him in to your running back 2 spot and feel decent about it, because he's going to be the guy who catches the passes, and that's what you want in PPR.
Mm.
Now, I know what you're going to say. Jordan Mason was signed
Mason.
there. I agree with you. I do think Jordan Mason eats into a little bit of the running portion.
I think he's
of
biting
this.
at his heels, brother. I think he's biting at his heels.
Right. But we're talking about fantasy points, and receptions are big for running backs, right? We're talking about a guy in Jordan Mason who played 14 games last year and had 11 receptions. No, sorry, 11 receptions in 13 games. So pass catching is not his Matt Forte, to be honest with you, right? He's going to be a guy who's going to win between the tackles, and that's fine. But Aaron Jones offers a different element. He's a guy who's been very good his entire career. Just a guy who's going to get you 4.5 yards carry like he did this past year. If he ends up with like 17 rushes a game, 16 rushes a game, where Jordan Mason's seeing 10 to 11, but Jones is getting 5 receptions, he's still going to be super fantasy relevant, right? And for what you're getting from him, right, or for him right now, is just bonkers to me, right? Because I'm trying to win, like you mentioned, and yes, he is 30 some odd years old, but I want the pass,
dog.
Yeah, I want the pass catching option for this team, the running back, because the rookie quarterback, because JJ McCarthy coming off a meniscus tear, is going to want to get the ball out quickly, right? And what helps getting the ball out quickly is a running back.
Check down to the running back.
Exactly. So Aaron Jones, for me, is a very, very cheap buy and can help you win your leagues immediately. What do you think on that?
No, I agree a lot. I did pass on him a few times late.
It's frustrating, right?
But he's like right there.
I don't know why I passed on him too. Like Aaron Jones is one of my favorite running backs in the club.
He's like, I don't want to compare him to like how underrated I think Mike Evans is as a wide receiver, but like Aaron Jones is so underrated as a running back. It's like he almost is off people's radar, and he's been nothing but solid his entire career.
Now, obviously, we're going back a few years, right? With when he played with A.J. Dillon. A.J. Dillon was still getting touches, but Jones was still the guy in that offense. And I could see this kind of similar output happening because he's such a good pass catcher. And I'm all in on Aaron Jones. Always have been. Super excited for him this year. And my doghouse, I've been very, very vocal with how, and I hate regurgitating things I've said already. I'm very, very skeptical of JJ McCarthy being the quarterback for the Minnesota.
You got the guy in the doghouse before he comes out of the goddamn tunnel. Jesus.
No, listen, I looked at Keep Trade Cut. Now, mind you, everybody in the Dynasty community is like, oh, Keep Trade Cut's bad. It is a crowdsourcing website. Your average Dynasty players use that. Right? They look at that. They do whatever they do on Keep Trade Cut. He is the quarterback 13 on Keep Trade Cut right now. That is insane for a dude.
I ain't saying that's pretty goddamn high, but I don't know necessarily. Am I out on him?
I'm out on him at that price range because that's what you're gonna have to give up to get him. Right? You're not going to get him for cheap at this point. And he's coming off a meniscus tear. He's a rookie quarterback who's a mobile rookie quarterback. I'm a little concerned that we're putting the cart before the horse with this. Everybody's like, oh, well, Sam Darnold did it. Why can't JJ McCarthy do it? Everybody forgets Sam Darnold was a very highly touted quarterback coming in to the league a few years ago, and that just happened to be with the debacle New York Jets for X amount of years, right? So I think we're just overvaluing him right off the bat.
13 is fucking insane.
And again, I have been a Brock Purdy hater. Right? There is no way in the world I'm taking JJ McCarthy over Brock Purdy.
No,
there's absolutely
you can't. There's no tail of the tape for him, dude. You can't.
No, Hutchinson. I'm out on JJ at that price he's going as well. Exactly. I really appreciate that, Noah. I don't.
That's insane.
The offense around him is really good with Kevin O'Connell as the head football coach, with Justin Jefferson, with Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson. But we haven't seen anything. We saw one start in a not training camp, in a preseason game where he got hurt, unfortunately. And now we're betting on him to be a top 13 guy right off the bat. I can't do that. If you could flip JJ McCarthy for Brock Purdy 1-for-1, are you doing it? See, this is the other reason
such a
why
weird. That's so weird. Like I don't
doing 1-for-1s.
I I think I'm more intrigued by JJ McCarthy than Brock Purdy. I know what Brock Purdy is.
Yeah, but
I
like,
think
are you
Brock
going to
Purdy's
get?
a fucking
Are
turd.
you expecting to get more from JJ McCarthy than you have out of Brock Purdy at this point? Because I don't see it.
I mean,
You're making me back up Brock Purdy here, which is fucking crazy.
I think Minnesota's offense is way better than San
I don't
Francisco's
know.
offense.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
I mean,
With
Justin
the
Jefferson's
teams.
there,
Yeah,
so
no,
anywhere
I
Justin Jefferson.
listen. I agree with that for sure. But the Kyle Shanahan system is what makes everything go right. They still also have
Except for in the Super Bowl.
Well, yeah.
Going there.
JJ has never came to a team that never passed more than 22 times a game. Is crazy. So I'd rather have exactly. Also like we're going back to last year's.
Good. If you let me say real quick. Good teams don't have to pass the ball. We've seen it. We have no the dead.
Yeah, but we also had Saquon Barkley.
We won a fucking Super Bowl, dude. Like no, he's talking about in college. Like he's talking about in college when they won in college. I mean, yeah, they fucking cheated, but they won. I mean, they had a good fucking team. So
now,
I mean, good teams don't gotta throw the ball.
If you go back to the old Dynasty Dogs episodes from last year, I have never been a JJ McCarthy guy. So maybe I'm sticking to my priors on this one. Maybe I'm sticking to my guns. Maybe I've got a little bit of take lock. I just don't see it with him. There was one throw on film that made me say, yeah, that's an NFL type throw. Everything else was quick game, get the ball to Roman Wilson, hand the ball off to Blake Corum and Donovan Edwards. I don't see it with him. I don't see him being this top 13 guy. I can't.
You know what's crazy? I think we did we say this type of stuff for Bo Nix and he fucking went off in Denver? He became arguably the best rookie out of that class that year.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
You know what I mean? Like it's all right now. It's all speculation. We don't know. I mean, I'm more intrigued. Like
Bo Nix also isn't coming off a meniscus tear, though.
Sure. But like, if going back to the Brock Purdy or JJ McCarthy, I think I'd rather hold my lottery ticket with JJ McCarthy than I would trade him for Brock Purdy because I know what Brock Purdy's going to get me.
So what if that lottery ticket's a known winner, though? Like, you have me backing up Brock Purdy here, which I miss sick about doing, but it's a known winner, right?
Do you think Brock Purdy's a quarterback one or quarterback two?
You know what?
Oh God, you froze. Mike, you froze.
I'm back. Jaden Daniels was the best rookie quarterback in that class last year. So that's fair. Thank you, Noah.
Okay, but my point being is, did we expect Bo Nix to be as good as he was?
Oh no, for sure.
Sure. Do we expect Jaden Daniels to be as good as he was?
I think you and I were very excited about Jaden Daniels.
The answer is yes. We expected everything out of Jaden Daniels.
Maybe not as crazy as it went, right?
We didn't expect it to be Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix. We expected it to be Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels.
Right.
Maybe.
Yeah, I could agree with you on that. I can agree with you on that. Well, real quick before I get off of this, it's going to be the Vikings are, I forgot to mention this, minus 150 to win over 8.5 games. So they are projecting them to probably win over 8.5. I don't know if I see that.
I think the Bears are better.
I think the Bears are better too. And then
hammer the fucking plus money for the Bears, dude.
And then I have the Packers over 9.5 is plus 105. So that's plus money. So the best bet would be to under. So they're probably a 9-win team.
Where the hell did you go? You disappeared again. Can
you hear me?
I can hear you. I can't see you. You're like John Cena right now.
Away, it says. I don't know what happened.
Oh my God, dude. What do you got? What kind of computer you got? A fucking Macintosh?
No, it's a brand new Samsung computer. Anyway.
What the fuck is this?
Anyway, that will be just about doing it for our episode Back in the Saddle here. We will be back next week breaking down the AFC East. We have a special guest hopping on for that episode. Make sure you check that out. Again, follow us on Twitter, on YouTube. Make sure you jump into the Discord. The Discord link is down below. I know you can't see me right now. I don't know what happened. But again, make sure to follow us. There are big things coming for the fantasy football universe and in turn the Dynasty Dogs. All the great content coming out right now with Adjust the Ranks, the Debbie Planet, Jets. Yep, we're going to be talking about them next week. And what a spin cycle we've been going through with the Jets currently with Justin Fields' injury yesterday. But again, make sure to check us out next week. Make sure to follow us on all the social medias that I already mentioned. And Rich, give us your final thoughts here.
Yes, yeah, you can follow me. You can see it at the bottom. X equals Dynasty Dog Rich. And as always, mental health is always important to us here at the Dynasty Dogs, especially men's mental health. We all care. We all care about you. We have ears. We're here to listen. We'd rather talk to you than talk about you. So if you have issues, just get out there, talk, see someone, talk to someone, and that'll do it.
Yep, exactly. Peace. Never forget that someone loves you out there. Have a good night, everybody.
Peace.